Hi, do you want to start studying on April and on September 2024? Well, this is the live stream for you. And thank you for being with us with the live stream study with New College Durham at LLC. My name is Hugo Bustamante. I'm recruitment manager for Global Studies. Global Studies is an educational agency which helps you to apply to different destinations. You can apply to the UK, Germany, Spain, France, and many other destinations. You just have to contact us. You have here in your screen our email address. You have our WhatsApp number. You just have to contact us and ask for your free guidance session. Don't forget that we have different surprises, information for you. You just have to follow us in our social media. You can find us in X, in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you will know more about the different options we have for you and the information that our partners have to offer you. And now we are with Vishal Sharma. He's International Marketing Officer, and he has information for us today. Hi, Vishal. How are you?
Hi, Hugo. I'm pretty good. How about you?
Fine. Thank you. Vishal, today we will be talking about New College Durham. Yes. And Vishal, we have here your presentation. Could you please tell us about this April 2024 intake that is coming?
Yes. So, obviously, I'm representing London School of Commerce. Now, London School of Commerce is a school that has affiliations and partnership with different collaborations in London to provide education in the heart of London at London Bridge. The location is like uh, about 2 minute walking distance from the iconic London Bridge. So anybody who studies here, you could go and in any part of the world, and you can say it with pride that you study. Oh, I study at London Bridge. I mean, it's a topic of conversation. Today, what we are presenting at the moment is our collaboration with New College Durham. New College Durham is one of those old prestigious universities or colleges in the UK that is over 90 years old, and it is ranked top 10% in student satisfaction of amongst any college in the UK. So LSE and New College Durham have joined hands to produce a program for people living in London, and they can avail the diplomas from New College Durham, and they don't have to live in Durham or travel. Now, New College Durham is running a 2-year program, so it's not something where there's a big commitment required, especially for people who are mature students, especially anybody who's 25, 26, 27, 30 years old, who married with kids. Life is difficult, and people feel stuck. Okay, I need to grow in life. I need to have good education, but how do I do it? So that's the reason the program is designed. It's a short course for 2 years, after which students can study 1 year bachelor's anywhere and have a bachelor's degree. So I'm presenting the next intake with New College Durham, that is in the month of April. Um, so brings me to my first point. Why specifically LSE? Why specifically London School of Commerce? Um, Established in 1999, as I mentioned, it's in the heart of London at London Bridge. LSE is also accredited by ASIC, which is Accreditation Service of International Colleges, for independent colleges in the UK. Um, Institutions have to go through a rigorous process to become the member and get accreditation from ASIC, and LSE has got it. LSE has got about over 6,000 students who have previously graduated, and the student age group ranges between 21 and 55. So, if you feel that, oh, am I too late, and should I get into education now? I'm not a kid anymore. Well, there is no time to change your life, and there's no time to educate yourself, or there's no age cap. You can start your new life. You can, if you're bored of current functionality, you can always try to flip and still try to do something what you what you like to do, what you have passion to do about. Um, LSE also has, I mean, as a brand, London School of Commerce is not just restricted in within the United Kingdom. LSE has campuses in the UK, in Malta, in Serbia, in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, which means what I'm trying to say is this is a brand that you can invest in. You can invest your time, your effort, your money, because you know that at least in those countries, if you go, people are not going to raise their eyebrows like, oh, you don't know about LSE because there's existence. So it is one of the international multinational institutions that you're signing up for. LSE also has a lot of facilities for students. For example, students who are struggling, if there's a language barrier. For example, if you speak Spanish strongly and you feel, well, I don't know how to do assignments because Spanish is my first language, I'm struggling a bit. There is a service that you can avail called teaching assistant. Teaching assistants can assist you to understand the lectures if you don't understand in the class. Teaching assistants can teach you how to do your assignments. They can try to help you, like to understand. I'm struggling so much. How to make an assignment? How to make an essay? How to study? Oh, I'm coming back to education after 10 years, and I don't know how to do it. I've lost practice, and this is where the teaching assistants are going to come in picture. So LSE does have a facility that you can avail like that. LSE also has a physical library that you can go and read books or thesis or previous dissertations that the students have done, previous essays that the students have done, to get a rough idea of how the British education system is designed. Because there are parts of the world where you just have to open a book, read and memorize your answers, and go to the exam and write the answers, and you pass. In the UK, things don't necessarily work like that. You have to. It's more of a practical, hands-on education. So you have to go online, or you have to read a book. You have to understand the whole concept, and then you have to write an assignment without copying. Things if you don't copy, it's called as the non-plagiarized work. A plagiarized work would be something that is copied from a book or copied from internet and pasted in your assignment. Plagiarism. So again, as I said, teaching assistants can help you to understand on how to do things. So books. There is an online library that you will be getting an access to, where you can access about 14,000 different books and journals and articles. So um, you are in this mind frame that you have a lot of support in terms of reading, learning, a helping hand to talk with. There's a computer or an IT lab. If you don't have a computer at home, you can avail the services of the IT lab to do your assignment, and there's a printer attached to it. So you don't have to worry about anything. To study, you have library. To teach, you have a teaching assistant. You have a teacher sitting in the class. To do your assignment, if you don't have a laptop, there's an IT lab. You're still struggling with it, there's a printer. So the environment is designed in a way where you can thrive and grow and nurture yourself. And that's why LSE is one of the first highly trusted colleges in the UK. Now, what about the partnership with New College Durham? So why specifically you should go for a program for New College Durham? LSE also has other partners, but why specifically New College Durham? Brings me to my initial point, established in 1921. I mean, it's way older. It's recognized by Ofsted. It's top 10% colleges in the UK. So you can take pride and say, oh, well, I studied in top 10% colleges in the UK and the location was at London Bridge. So this is a completely well designed education that you are going to sign up for if you sign up for it. The college also boasts about 10%, top 10% of the tier in terms of student satisfaction. Now, as I mentioned, the students are ranging between 21 to 55. Students are coming from different backgrounds, non-English speaking backgrounds. And if all of these students are satisfied, then there is something that talks to you on top of your lung, or that there is a very good support system. The teachers are very friendly. The staff is very friendly. Um, because you're becoming a student, there are lots of perks and benefits that you get in the UK as a student. For example, you can use the Transport for London services with a 30% discount if you try to take a monthly pass, or a weekly pass rather. So you can avail things like that, and there are people who will help you out to not just for education, but things which are happening outside the education. You're struggling financially to pay your council tax bills. They're going to tell you, like, oh, you're a student, you can avail. This is the benefit. So what I'm trying to say is the school will try to assist you not just to get a degree or a diploma, but to change your whole personality and take you to a whole new level. So you don't need to worry about anything. Over here in New College Durham, the student profile ranges for about over 8,000 students. It has an affiliation with LSE because New College Durham is based in Durham, and LSE wanted to bring in a collaboration in the location of their college at London School of Commerce in London Bridge, where they could provide a shorter program, because all the other collaborations with LSE are a 4-year bachelor's degree and stuff. So this is the only one exclusively that LSE has for a 2-year program. And the program is also designed in a very flexible manner. You have to attend classes for 2 days a week in the campus and 2 days a week off the campus. When you're attending classes in the campus, it's only for 2 hours, and off the campus is also going to be on Zoom for 2 hours. So you don't really need to travel from your home or your office to the school just to attend a 2-hour lecture and go back. As you know, transport in London could cost about 45 minutes odd. So as the program is designed for mature people, the school is of the view, and they do understand that people are going to travel, people have families, people have work. There's a lot of pressure on every student. So they came up with this blended education or blended learning idea. And the lectures are not very long. It's a 2-hour class. So in a week, you're going to be required to demonstrate a commitment of 8 hours, 4 hours of 2 hours lectures, and 4 hours online. After you get the admission, mostly it's going to be assignment based. As far as I know, to the current setup, there's no written examination, so it is going to be assignment based, which means you can always take your time. If you can't do your assignment work or your thesis or your research right now, you can always take a break. You're not feeling good, take a break. You get about a 2 months time to work on this assignment. You can work with your friends, your teaching assistants or teachers. Ideally, it's advised not to share your work with your friends and stuff, because things can get plagiarized. Your friend might just help you and read your answer like 2 or 3 lines, and when they are doing the same assignment, they might type the same 2 lines exactly how they read it, and then your work is plagiarized. So ideally, not share it with friends, but you can always brainstorm, like, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? How you're collecting the data, or how you're doing the research? What articles are you checking? What journals are you reading? And so try to have a wiser way, so you don't find yourself in a pickle that, oh, my work is plagiarized. What do I do? So for that reason, as I said, the best way to do it would be the teachers that teach you, the teaching assistants, the librarians, the IT lab staff, um, someone who's not a student. But with the students, try to be cautious about things. Um, Now, as I mentioned, that the program is going to be 2 years, but I haven't really explained in depth of what are the courses or how this courses are designed. So first of all, let me just show you how the courses, what courses we have. The first course we have is FDA Business and Management, which is the foundation diploma in business and management. The duration of the course, as I mentioned, is 2 years. Next intake that you're going to be targeting is in the month of April. Um, a point to be noted that the deadline to apply for this course is 29th of Feb, but I would advise everybody to not wait until the last week of the deadline, and try to get in touch with Hugo or Global Studies as soon as you can, and ask them what documents are required, provide your documents, and try to get interview booked as quick as you can, ideally before 21st of Feb. because a lot of students would be applying for the student finance education loan in England, and that process could take a bit of time as well. The tuition fee for this course is going to be £9,000 a year. And upon completion of the course, after the 2 years, you're going to be qualified to study the final year of bachelor's in any university in the UK. Now, education in the UK is designed on the basis of levels. You have GCSEs, which is equivalent to a high school or a baccalaureate or a brevet in France, or an attestat in Russia. So that is considered as level 2. The foundation of any degree program is considered as level 3. The first year of your bachelor's is level 4. Second year is level 5, and the final year of your bachelor's is level 6. Now, this course is going to welcome you on the program at a level 4 entry. So you're going to do 4 and you're going to do 5, which means that one more year and you complete your bachelor's degree. So for the 2 years that you're with us, we will try to give you the best of our knowledge transfer and try to make an environment where you can conducive for you to learn and grow and nurture. So when you fly off the nest for the final year bachelor's in any university, if you decide not to be with us, then you are well equipped and you are no less than any other British student in the UK sitting in your class right next to you in your final year of your bachelor's. The requirement of this program is pretty much straightforward. Students who are applying have to either be British nationals or you have to be a European national from the EU or an EEA zone. Candidates who are having a legitimate stay in the UK, you need to check out if you have access to public funds, which brings me down to candidates who have refugee status, candidates who are living in the UK on the Ukrainian refugee scheme, candidates who are married to an EU national or a British national. You need to check your BRP. If you have access or recourse to public funds, then you can avail the Student Finance England's public funds and pursue this program. The age group of this course, as mentioned, you have to be at least 21 years old, and you have to be less than 55. Candidates who are 18 years or above. Now, I cannot guarantee this. This is on the basis of the admission team of New College Durham, but you can try to apply, provided you have level 3 at least, which means you should be having at least a baccalaureate or a bachiller or an attestat with you. And then we could try, but that's not the guideline that the school has given. But there are some students who are extremely good, and sometimes the university may consider because you're a gifted student. So don't refrain, try to apply, and we'll try to see what we can do. The next course that we have is FDSC, supporting innovation in health and social care. That's Foundation Diploma in Science of Supporting Innovation in Health and Social Care. The course again is a 2-year course starting in April. Now, after you finish this course, you can get entry for final year bachelor's in health and social care, health, well-being and social care, bachelor's of social care, bachelor's of public health education. You can go directly to the final year of those bachelors. And the entry requirements are more or less the same. You got to be 21 to 55, less than 21, must have a level 3, and you must have a legal legitimate status in the UK. And that's how you can enroll on the program. That brings me down to the admission flow. How can you apply, or what sort of questions would they ask me? Or you might have a lot of questions in your mind right now. It is very important to understand the flow, so you don't get you don't get lost in the system or in the translations. The admission process goes in a way that first we have to verify that you are a bona fide entity. So what we do is we send our students a verification link on their emails and their phone numbers. All you got to do is click on that link, and so you will receive an email from LSE with a link of verification. You got to click on it, email verified. Similarly, you're just going to receive an email, a text message on your phone, the number that you provide us. You just got to click on the link on the number, phone number verified. Now, once your verification process is complete, you are a verified entity on the system of LSE. We then have to now upload your file. For this reason, I would advise you to get in touch with Global Studies and send them all the required documents as soon as you can. The required documents involve a copy of your passport. Now, make sure that all the 4 edges of your passport are visible, because sometimes when you're taking a picture which has a glare, when things are not legible or readable, it becomes very difficult for the school to process the file further because they can't read or confirm the information. So make sure the pictures look pretty good. If you're using a mobile phone, try to press in the center, let the camera focus, and then take a picture. Also, make sure all the 4 corners are visible. If not all the 4 corners, at least like there is no information which is missing. Usually passports have 2 lines of machine readable data at the bottom, and students tend to miss that. Avoid that. You would need to provide a proof of address. A lot of students, what they do is they potentially tend to live outside London, and sometimes you have not really changed your address in your bank and your local council office and stuff like that. So try to provide the proof of address, which is the most accurate at this point of time, because that's how the school is going to evaluate. Some students that are living more than 1.5 hours of proximity from the school, the university tends to decline the files, because it is a big commitment to travel 2 hours a day to attend a 2-hour class, because the class is for 2 hours. Now, if you're traveling for 1.5 hours one way, 1.5 hours out, then you're traveling for 3 hours to attend a 2-hour class. And that does not make sense. The school motivates people to find schools or universities around their localities. If not, then you're more than welcome to relocate to London and join this program if you genuinely want New College Durham. You also need to provide share code. A lot of European students, European passport holding students, they get share codes which determine your legal status in the UK. So while you're generating the share code, try to generate the share code for something else. When you're trying to generate the share code, you have a lot of reasons. The UK Visas and Immigration is going to ask you, why are you generating a share code? For work? Is it for rent? Is it for character purposes? So just say something else, because the reason for you to generate the share code is education. And education is not one of those options that you can choose from. So something else. If you have previous education, you can provide. Students who do not have previous education, let's say you are 21-year-old or 25-year-old, and you don't have a previous education. Let's say you have your baccalaureate or your bachelier, and you missed it because you moved from one country to another, and it is completely normal to miss your documents. The good news is you can still apply to these programs on the basis of work experience. However, when you're applying on the basis of work experience, make sure your CV is immaculate. It is so good that someone who reads your CV should know the kind of jobs you've been doing for the last 3 to 5 years, what companies you're working for, what was your job designation, and what were you doing. So write 2 or 3 lines if you can. Try to present yourself as a presentable candidate to the university, that the school is going to be like, oh, yes, he or she does not have education, but God, a wonderful set of work experience, amazing designations, descriptions, sound perfect. Because when you provide your CVs, then Global Studies, when they're trying to log your file onto the system, they have to write the designation. The meaning of the word designation would be, what was your job title? So a teacher is a job title. A police officer is a job title. But if you say education, that's not a job title. It's a sector. So you were a teacher in the education industry, right? Construction, not a job title. Construction worker is a job title in the construction industry. So what I what I advise everybody is to write the designation, because that is required for global studies to type on the system. Name of the company you've been working for. If you're self-employed, just write self-employed. Um, Try to write the month that you started working from, month and the year, and when did you stop working, month and the year. So September 2022 to September 2023, I was working as a teacher for London School of Commerce. Perfect. And try to write one or two lines under that banner that my job responsibility was to give lectures to students. I was giving lectures 8 hours a day. Uh, I was I was punching above and beyond to help my students, stuff like that. So anybody who reads it understands you as a person, and gives you a benefit of doubt, even if you don't have an education. Uh, People who are applying for these programs also need to provide a personal statement. The personal statement usually, I would say, is like a motivation letter. Um, Something like, imagine I am in the admission team of the university, and I don't know you. I receive your file from Global Studies. I see your passport picture. I see your CV, but I don't know why you're trying to study. I don't know what research you've done on the internet about the school. I don't know the idea. So try to write in your personal statement a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, something about which course you're applying for, which institution you're applying for. How did you come up with this idea? And where you see yourself in the future. So try to answer or write a personal statement in a way that people who read that, admission team, a teacher, a fellow dean, whoever, who reads that, um, um, thinks of you like a celebrity, and they are reading an autobiography of a celebrity. Now we know about you, we read about you even before you came to an interview, and the interview has already read about you. He knows you. Sometimes they like things so much that a good personal statement, you will end up just passing the interview because you wrote the personal statement in such a beautiful way that the whole process, the whole reason why you're studying, why you're choosing this course, why this institution, all of those questions are, by the way, the questions that the interviewer will ask you during the interview. So if you write a good person statement, you can just read your person statement a day before you come for the interview, and you're ready. There's no way you're going to fail the interview, because those are the questions the interviewer is asking. Um, During the interview, they tend to ask, which course are you applying for, which university you're applying for, what is the tuition fee for the program. That is to determine if you are a genuine person or not. I mean, just like you and me, even when we go to buy tomatoes, for example, I tend to read the price, how much are they for, because I genuinely have an interest in purchasing that product. So students who come for the interview without even knowing the tuition fee, that just goes on to say that you are just careless. And nobody wants a careless student or a rough student or someone who's not humble to sit in their class, because one bad apple can create a problem for the whole class. So you might fail the interview because you don't have knowledge, or you don't come across as a genuine student, or you don't look like a humble educated person. When I say educated person, I don't mean having degrees. Education could be the way your parents raise you and stuff like that. So try to have a good personality, try to be humble, try to get the knowledge with global studies. I would suggest even have uh, a mock practice interview session with the team of global studies. They're extremely helpful. So you have like layers and layers of people supporting you with both their hands. So try to use all of these services, because we are all here to help you. Um, Now, during the interview is going to be for 15 minutes. Once the face-to-face interview is done, you will be requested to do a writing test to determine your English writing skills. The test is potentially going to be for half an hour to 45 minutes. The school will give you one question, and they will expect you to write 150 words. Now, the question could be anything. Um, um, the school is just trying to see the way you approach giving an answer and how good your English language capability is. The question could be, tell me something about the strikes in London, and train strike, bus strike, the doctors going on, NHS going on strike, and what are your views on it? What do you think about it? So you could say that, well, train strikes are good for the TFL workers, but it's very bad for an ordinary citizen. Um, Someone has to go and attend their school. Someone has to go for an important meeting. Someone is trying to visit a family member that is struggling or dying, and the train was the only way for them to go because it's really far. So the strikes are very bad on humanitarian grounds, but well, it works for TFL staff because they also feel that they're underpaid. So what I'm trying to say is write as much as you want to write. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. But the only answer which is wrong or bad is not writing an answer or writing a less or a short answer. Um, so you could try to practice these things with global studies as well before you go for the main exam. Of course, if at all you're still struggling or you have any sort of problem, I'm available because I will be screening your file before I actually schedule you for an interview. So you can learn things, I'll screen you, and then I'll put you for an interview. Once your interview is done and you pass the vocal, like a verbal interview and the writing test, you are then going to be receiving an offer letter from the school. The offer letter could have conditions, or it could be an unconditional offer letter. If it has conditions, you have to fulfill the conditions. If it's unconditional, then we unconditionally accept you. Um, then you got to make sure that you have applied for your student loan application. So global studies can help you with that. Try to make your application as soon as you can. Students who have British passport or European students with settled status, you can apply or make your application online. Candidates who are pre-settled or spouse or refugee, they need to do a hand filled paper printed application and send your documents and your original documents to Student Finance England. The turnaround time for student finance is about 4 to 6 weeks. You're gonna receive an update from them about an approval for the tuition fee to be paid and the schedule of payments, how they are going to help you with the maintenance money in your bank. Um, as you know, Student Finance England helps candidates financially with regards to maintenance. Now, the maintenance money is something that the government is helping you with. It is also a part of the loan, but the government will give you that maintenance money because the Student Finance England is understandable and acknowledges the problem that right now, if you're working 40 hours a week and taking care of your family, the day you become a student, you will not be able to work 40 hours a week because you're committed to attending lectures for 12 to 15 hours a week, traveling to the school, coming back from the school. So rather than working 40 hours of the week, the day you become a student, you'll start working 20 hours a week. Now, that 20 hours a week, which you are not working anymore, it results in you earning less money. So how are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to support your family? So that is the reason Student Finance England judges your current situation, how much money you're making, your previous tax filings, your family situation, you're single or married, do you have any kids? And then they come up with the magical number that, oh, we think that you need to get £15,000 every year from us in your bank, which is not going to hinder your education and you will complete your education. Of course, as I said, it's still a part of the loan, but at this point of time, this money is going to help you to complete your studies. And you can pay the money back as when you finish your program. To repay the loan money back, you need to earn up to a threshold and you need to earn more than a threshold. So for instance, if you're earning less than £25,000 a year after you complete the course, you don't have to pay anything back because London is a very expensive city. And then the government understands that less than £25,000, you're not going to be able to sustain life. So more than £25,000, then they expect you to pay 9%. So for instance, let's say a candidate called Carlos has completed the course, is now earning £26,000. That extra £1,000 that Carlos is earning, he has to pay 9% of that in a year. So 9% of £1,000 is £90. That is about £7 roughly a month. So you're gonna spend £7 a month to student finance, and you can earn your £26,000 a year. So similarly, your whole repayment structure is going to be designed. So once the student loan application is done and you're very clear about the loan application, you're very clear about education, got your offer letter and everything, you are now in a position to enroll and register with the school. So you just have to come on the day of registration. They're going to take your picture, print your student ID card. They're going to provide you with the choice of the timetable if you are an early bird. But if you are joining 20, I mean, if you join the program at the later stage, then you will get approval at the later stage, which means all the good timetables and the batches are already taken by the students who passed the interviews before you. So then you may not be in a position to choose your timetable. And this is another reason where I request everybody to try to apply as quick as possible. Make sure your documents are good, because if your documents are missing, your CV is not right, then it delays the process. That, let's say, Hugo will call you back, your passport is not good, because he cannot come to your house and take a picture of your passport. So he has to rely on you to send him a good passport. So make sure the passport is good, the personal statement is good, the CV is good, and apply for the loan. And everything, once things are done, you join the program on the day of registration, pick up your most suitable timetable, and start attending the class. You can attend morning classes, and you can also attend evening classes. The evening classes are going to be between 6 and 8 p.m., and the morning classes usually are going to be during the daytime between 10 and 2. So that is about it. If anybody has any sort of questions, you can either ask it over here. You can reach me out if you want to at vishal.sharma@lselondon.co.uk. But I would prefer you dropping an email to info@globalstudiesuk.com, because they would be your representatives in the school and the first point of contact, and will help you spend more time with you. Because I'm just one person. They have the whole team to support you. So things are going to be much faster. Anybody has any questions? I'm okay to take them.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you for this explanation. And yes, we do have some questions, please. Vishal, about the English tests that are accepted for the admission process, could you please explain a little bit about this?
Right. So we have been debating about this idea that if we should accept the IELTS or Duolingo test and stuff, if anybody has more than 55 marks on Duolingo. But we are still, I think, in the process of getting a confirmation from the school. As of now, we have not got any sort of green light on that one. But if you can bring 55 marks on Duolingo, I'm pretty much sure you can write 150 words in 45 minutes. So the writing test is not very difficult. But yeah, if at all we have any sort of update on Duolingo test, I will revert back to global studies as soon as I can.
No, thank you, Vishal. And really, you gave us a lot of information. I think it is good for all the students that want to apply to take all this information. And Vishal, as you said, all the people that is interested in studying with Durham, with new college Durham, they have to apply as soon as possible, because they have just these days in February until 21st to present their applications. Yes, it is good for you to contact us as soon as possible, and don't delay this to the last moment. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you for all your help. And to all the people that was watching this live stream. And we are here to help you with all the application process. Vishal will help us too. And don't forget, apply as soon as possible with all the documentation that Vishal was informing you. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you, Vishal. And we will be happy to help you with your application process to New College Durham. Contact us. Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right.
And
thank you.
bye, Vishal. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for being with us today.
Yes, bye.
Bye.